Do you want to know the pros and cons of living in Beverly Hills? Then stay tuned. Hi, this is Erik Brown, and I'm bringing to you today the best of Beverly Hills, where we go through the best and brightest of all the things that the city has to offer. Now, I would encourage you, if you want to learn anything else about buying, selling, or investing in Beverly Hills or the Los Angeles area, to click that subscribe button and hit like, and make sure you're getting all the notifications to everything that we have to share here in Beverly Hills. Now, I'm myself a transplant. I'm not originally from here, and so I get to be your lens, looking in every corner and sharing with you all of the insights that the city has to offer. It's a super interesting perspective, and so I want to be able to do that for you. Now, my team is getting dozens of calls and emails and text messages a day from people that have questions, that are interested in buying or selling in the area, and know that we are here as a resource for you. We're here to be able to answer all your questions. No pressure, no sales, just here to be helpful. So let's dive right in to the topic at hand. So I'm going to start with the list of pros. What makes Beverly Hills a great place to live? And the number one that I'm going to go with is it's friendly. It's super interesting in the fact that Beverly Hills 90210 and all the glitz and glam and paparazzi and celebrities that come with the idea of 90210. It is all of those things, but it's also a small town feel. You'll see people in these great streets that are palm tree and tree lined and sidewalks. You'll see them walking around and riding their bikes and walking their dogs and hanging out with their kids and talking to their neighbors. They're super friendly. Yes, in these same streets, you may find someone shooting a music video or someone doing something for social media, filming a TikTok, filming a YouTube, but you'll also find really great neighbors that are small town. They'll talk about the schools, they'll talk about the neighborhood, they'll connect, and that's one of the great things that I really love about the city. Number two, there's plenty of entertainment options. Now, it's a little different than a typical downtown. It's not the type of place that's going to go for hours and hours and end at 2 or 4 a.m. It's more like a city that's going to end at somewhere between 10 and midnight. And a lot of the entertainment is much more social and calm and will be revolved around restaurants or dining or a happy hour experience, rooftops that look out onto the city or into the hills. Beverly Hills is a pretty gorgeous place. The housing is gorgeous. The downtown area is super attractive, and you get this surrounding of vegetation with, like I said, the palm trees and the trees and the look in the hills. That's pretty great. So this entertainment is a little bit different, but it's one that I would consider a 2 thumbs up pro. Number 3 is going to be the weather. It's an area that's super temperate. You get ocean effect. There is no snow. There really are no bugs. You don't get much rain, and so it oftentimes just feels like paradise. It's sunny and bright and shiny most of the time, and that weather's pretty great. It doesn't get too hot. It might get into the 90s a few times. It doesn't get too cold. It never really dips below the 50s. Sometimes at night in the winter you may get a little bit less, but most of your time is going to be in the 60s to 80s, somewhere in there, with the majority of that being in the 70s and 80s. It's pretty great. My next point that I want to share is safety. It's a really great place to feel safe. If you have children and you want to raise kids, it's a nice spot for that. The schools are great, but it also has a very responsive public service sector. The fire department and the police department average about a minute for their response time, which is considered really good. The streets are well lit. The city employs community ambassadors, which kind of just tour around the city and are helpful and answering information, and also check to make sure that everyone is feeling really safe. My next point is I love the fact that the city recycles. The city is really big on the environment. They take care of it. You'll find that the city is really clean. And so not only in the commercial areas, but recycling is also available residentially. I think that's a pretty big pro. The next pro that I wanted to share is that the city is really walkable. I talked about the sidewalks and how easy it is, but the downtown area is not very big. My guess is you could walk most of downtown Beverly Hills within a half hour. The streets are really great. They're very friendly. It's easy to get into the shops. And then when you get into the commercial area, it stays the same. The sidewalks are big, the parking is easy to get to, there's not a lot of permitted areas once you get outside of the commercial district, so I think that the city is super walkable. The next pro that I want to go over, which I've hinted on a little bit, are the trees. It's coming from me, originally from the Midwest, to go down these 70-foot wide streets in some areas and just see palm trees and blue skies everywhere. It's pretty idyllic. So I think that as you kind of bounce around Beverly Hills and you take a look at the city, you're going to notice the palm trees and just how gorgeous they are. Big pro. The last pro that I wanted to share with you today is proximity. Beverly Hills is basically in the middle of Los Angeles. And so you've got anything from on one side of you, the oceans, to the other side of you, downtown, and everything in between. So all of the cities that are around you that have their own different kind of neighborhood feels or flares, you've got really easy access because Beverly Hills is right in the middle. It's another big pro that I love to share. And this is usually a pretty good stopping point for me to say, what did you think about the pros so far? Was this information helpful? Now you may know of another person or two that also could take advantage of these insights. And if you do, feel free to share this with them. Like I said before, subscribe here, make sure that you hit that bell to get notifications. So as new videos pop up and we're sharing additional information about Beverly Hills and Los Angeles, you'll get to take advantage of it. Now, let's move on to our cons, the thing that may be challenging here in Beverly Hills. My first con is probably going to be one of the biggest, and that is cost of living. Not only are houses and condos and apartments a little bit more expensive, but the barriers to get into them are a little bit high. It's a desirable area, so there's more people that are competing. Right now, through 2021, the average home price is about $7 million in Beverly Hills to be able to purchase a home. In 2016, the average price spread across all of the sales was a little over $5 million. That is a $2 million jump in 5 years. So the market in this area continues to escalate. I found Beverly Hills is pretty close to double the national average for price point in homes. And rents are also a little bit more expensive. And so cost of living is a bit of a con compared to other sections of the city. The next con that I have is that Beverly Hills can get a little bit crowded. There's about 35,000 residents that live in the city, but it's not just the residents, it's also the tourists. There's a lot of people that want to come and experience 90210, and they want to experience Rodeo Drive, and they'd love to get a glimpse at a celebrity. And so because of that, you'll have people from all over the world that are coming to take a look at the city. And so that will make particularly the commercial area a little bit busier. Now, also in the residential area, there are all types of bus and van tours that'll drive around and point out celebrity homes or luxury homes or homes that have a history to them. So there's just a density for a small town that you see here that you might not see in another town or city of the same size. Now, the last thing that I want to share is a con that I will call a con, and that is that the city can be a little bit selective. Now, that might be great for some, but for others, there can sometimes be a standoffishness that can happen in Beverly Hills. And it's just because, in my mind, it's a little bit more of an opulent city. You're going to see really expensive cars. You're going to see lots of expensive jewelry and clothing. There's more expensive restaurants and entertainment, and that because it caters to a luxury caters to a luxury crowd. More expensive houses, more expensive experience. That also includes a little bit of a different lifestyle, if you will. There's going to be more security at times, not only in the homes, but sometimes even of people just walking around. It's rare, but you do see it. Schooling can be more expensive. We've talked already a little bit about cost of living, so there's just a little bit of selectiveness that happens in Beverly Hills that I would consider to be a bit of a con, something for you to get used to. And that, my friends, is our pros and cons of Beverly Hills for the day. Now, if there's additional insights that you would love to be able to experience or hear of, or you just have questions about what it's like to be in Beverly Hills, or about buying, selling, or investing in the city or the area, like I said before, my team and I would love to help. We've got our phone number, our website, or any of our social media accounts that you can connect with us on there. And as mentioned, I encourage you to be able to follow here on YouTube to get the latest and greatest videos that we put out about the city and the area. Remember, if at any point you're thinking about buying or selling, you are one click away from your dream home goals. So let's connect. Talk to you soon.